Hello, Marshall National Team. I am here in Kentucky with the newest director on the Marshall team and her director, senior director. So we have a new director, Leigh Ann Martin, which, by the way, love her name. And then we have Danielle Pearson, who's a new senior director. So it's just really exciting. And I thought, what a great way for us to just kind of chat back and forth and you get to know them. And I'm going to ask them some questions that I think you might ask about their success, because both of these ladies have been in beauty control for a very short period of time and are really doing very well. So I guess I'll start with Danielle, because since you're the senior director, why don't you tell them a little bit about why you joined beauty control and how you think you achieved success so quickly in the company?
I joined beauty control not to sell at all. I joined for the skincare. The skincare started doing wonders for my face. As an adult, I suffer with chronic adult acne, and when it started working, people started commenting, and I was excited, so I started showing people, and I kind of figured out that, hey, this is working. This stuff is actually selling. So I went to Beauty U and decided that I would give it a shot. And then it was Celebration. It really kicked me off, and from there, it was being very persistent.
Persistence. You hear that a lot in our business, don't you? So how did you actually meet Leigh Ann?
I recruited a lot of what I call consumer consultants. Consumer consultants join the company just to use the product and get their products at a discount, no intention on selling. And I ran into a lady at the spa who was less than excited about all the products. I really didn't think anything would come of it, but she did actually end up purchasing a kit, even through the attitude that she had through the entire spa. I took it home, and she started really enjoying the products. It's just like, there's something to this. And from there, Leigh Ann was a friend of hers, and she took it and showed Leigh Ann, and Leigh Ann called me herself out of the blue and said that she wanted to have a spa and was possibly interested in the business opportunity.
And wow, what a gem was there. And you know, it's not always about who you recruit, but it's who they recruit. That's why we always talk about recruiting being such an important part of our business, because you never know. It may not be, you know, I might recruit Leigh Ann, maybe she doesn't do anything with it, but Leigh Ann might recruit someone who does something with it. So it's real important that you don't just, when you're recruiting, that you not just see just one person, but you see everything else that can come from that. Leigh Ann, we've had some fun, haven't we? Yes, these two ladies we went to New York together, and it was Leigh Ann's first trip, and was it your first trip?
It was my first
and
trip.
Danielle's first trip, and so it was actually my first time in New York. It wasn't my first beauty control trip. We had a great time, and I knew then when I met Leigh Ann that she was really, I could tell she wanted to be a director. She had a little bit of fear there. And then at leadership, we actually sat down and talked about directorship. So tell me a little bit about your reason for wanting to become a director.
Well, at one time I didn't think I wanted to be. I started in the business. I wanted to make a little money to kind of appease, and so I could retire. I wanted to retire from nursing, which I've been doing for 36 years, and I just wanted a little extra income just to keep me from becoming a couch potato.
Couch potato, okay.
And so then once I got in, I'm real competitive in nature.
Really?
And so I thought, well, I want that, you know. And it took me a little bit because I could see some cons against it. I didn't know if I wanted to, or I would be able to be the leader that people need to have to be successful. So that scared me. But
So what did you discover along the way? Because I know that any of us that go into this business, you know, we do discover there's things inside of us that we didn't realize were there, and it really becomes about people. So tell us how that evolved.
It is all about my team. It has evolved because I have kind of come out of my shell. there yet. I'm not there yet, but I am working on it, and I'm able to talk to people a little bit easier. And they're not sick. You know, these are happy-go-lucky people.
Yeah, Leigh Ann is a nurse, and so I want you to tell these ladies a little bit about what you have done. You've worked another job full time while becoming a director, and you've heard us say a lot of times that it takes sometimes you have to do more than you think you can in the beginning, or do what you have to do now so you can do what you want to do later. And I know it wasn't easy.
No,
Working full time.
I'm not going to say it was easy because it was hard. It was very difficult, but it was very rewarding. I would go and work all day long, and then I'd go home, change clothes, get my car ready, and take off for a spa. And it really didn't hit till I went to leadership, and then they put out that New York trip, and I wanted that. I wanted that New York trip, and so I was doing a spa every night, trying to get that trip.
She did.
And I did. It's a little easier as it goes because you get a few people under you that want to do the business, and so you're not doing it all by yourself. You're doing it as a team, and so it's working out.
If you recruit enough people, eventually you do find the workers. It's like anything, I think, with booking spas or recruiting, it's a numbers game. And even when you start to build your team, some are going to come in and tell you they're going to accomplish the world and, conquer the world, and they don't do anything. And then you've got some people that come in, much like myself, and I guess you guys too, not really knowing what you were going to do with the business, but you fell in love with it a little bit at a time, and now look where you are. So I've just been real excited to watch both of you, because not only are you dynamic leaders, but you two are hilarious together, and it's just almost like sisters.
We do.
Yeah, it really is. Leigh Ann, let me ask you this: were you afraid to go for it? I mean, honestly.
Oh yes.
And what was it? Was it the fear of failure, or?
Yes, fear of failure. Your friends and family are not your best supporters, and so I was getting the negative from that, and I think that's what pushed me to do more, to show them that yes, you tell me I can't, and I'll show you I can. So I'm real competitive in that case, but.
Well, and that's the thing. I think it's good for new consultants and maybe other consultants that want to be where you are and where Danielle is to know that, I mean, it's normal. Typically, your friends and family are the least supportive when you're starting a business like this or going for a big goal. And that's the thing you have to push past, because a lot of people will ask is, well, if my friends and family won't help me out, how can I ever make this business work? At my experience, I don't know about yours, my experience has been, it's much easier with people I don't know.
Exactly.
It is, and this is a dream for you. I know for wanting to be with your grandbabies, having time to spend with them, and nursing keeps you very, very busy.
Yes, it does.
One of the things that I had said to Leigh Ann when we talked, because Danielle had mentioned to me that she thought Leigh Ann was ready to go for it, and anybody that's in even a teaching profession, they're in the nursing profession, those people love people or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. I mean, you don't get paid what you're worth, right? And so I knew if she took what she did as a nurse and poured it into helping others in beauty control, and I knew that if you ever just decided to do it, that you would go after it. And you did. You did. Y'all both can tell me about, there's a lady on your team, Leigh Ann, that is legally blind.
Yes.
And her name is Jackie, right?
Yes.
And
my biggest supporter.
She's your biggest supporter.
She will cheer me on, no matter what.
100%.
And she was top seller this past
She
month,
was.
right? All right.
And I think she was last month as well, wasn't she? I think so.
So tell me, I know I've gotten to talk to Jackie some, and I love being around her because she, she inspires me, because I think I have a lot of obstacles to overcome, and here's someone that's legally blind. When she goes to a spa, if it's not in her home, her husband drives her, correct?
Correct.
So tell me just a little bit about Jackie and how she does what she does.
Jackie's a comedian in part too. She's 65. She has diabetes, and she has some heart problems, but she's overcoming. You know, she's lost a lot of weight since I've known her, and so she wants to do. She wants to be out there. She can't do. She was a hairstylist all her life. You know, that's what she did for a living, and so beauty control comes along, and it has just, it's right up her alley, and she loves it. And she started, she signed up in March, and she just loves it. But she wanted me to be director, very
She did.
much so. I mean, she, like I'm telling you, she will tell you she wants me. She loves me, and she's very supportive. And so when she got into the business, she went in it like a gangbuster. I mean, she got her, you know, the Dream Start. She's got all the stuff from the Dream Start, and she's just getting very comfortable with doing spas now. And she's had several, just last week. We were trying to make our numbers, and she had a spa in her house just about every night, and she made $800 just boom, boom, boom.
In 1 week,
boom.
right?
Yeah, in 1 week. And it inspires me, because if she can do that, and she can't get out, she can't do like the rest of us, but she can do that, yes, I know everybody can do that. I know everybody.
It's very, very inspiring. Let me ask you, Danielle, what would you say to someone who is really wanting to succeed in our business, but they are hearing more no's than they are yeses? I know it's very frustrating, and some consultants will see it as a sign. I don't know how many times I've heard this. That must be a sign that this business is not meant to work for them or for me. So what would you say to someone who says that to you?
Be persistent. Consistently talk to I think the industry number is 3 a day, but I always put it out there. Talk to 5. You know, talk to everyone. I put it out there. Stop talking to people you know, because they are not supportive most of the time. You know, a handful of people you know are going to be supportive, but the rest, I think that there's a part of them that they want to see this makeup thing fail like the other makeup things.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about, I know I've been doing this for almost 17 years, and people tell me all the time, I mean, you're still selling lipstick? You got that car selling lipstick? And it's so funny, because this business is so much more than selling lipstick. It's about changing lives. And when I was at the celebration last night here, I'm so glad to be in Kentucky, but Danielle had used part of her bonus to give Leigh Ann this huge celebration, and I walked into the room, and it was absolutely gorgeous, balloons, and it was just really nice. Sit down dinner, and but the consultants that walked in on y'all's team were just glowing. This kind of, we did it, and I think that's real important. You don't get anywhere in our business by yourself. It's a team effort. And you only become successful as you help other people become successful. I love that part of this business. Now, I know both of you live in a rural area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, you know, I've heard it said that it can be very difficult when you live in an area that you're not around a lot of people. So how are you finding your business, your bookings and your leads and all that sort of thing?
Lead boxes.
Lead boxes, okay. And what kind of places are you putting those in?
Our team has got several dentists, several doctors, a couple of little shops, and when we get leads from different counties in our little shops, we split them up. We've got one person up here in Horse Cave, so we've got some leads from there. We get those. Glasgow with her. We kind of split all those up and share our lead boxes.
And you do lead boxes as well.
I do lead boxes. I have not been doing as many lead boxes though. I have been focusing my days because Leigh Ann works a lot of days, and lead boxes is easier for her. But since I don't do anything during the days, I actually do a lot of school spas. And I love doing school spas because I'm getting to give back to the teachers and they're getting a break in their day. And 3/4 of the time those teachers come in, they're just so excited to be able to sit down and do some things, and they have a lot of fun. But that's where I meet a lot of clientele. And honestly, I visit Kroger.
You visit Kroger?
I visit Kroger a lot. I have one time have had 6 gallons of milk in my fridge.
You need to tell me about that because this is a story that I haven't heard.
I visit Kroger. I've at one time had 6 gallons of milk in my fridge because I've visited Kroger a lot that week. But when you see a mother with a screaming 2-year-old in the cart, that's exactly where you need to be.
Right.
And I have stood there and looked at cheese for minutes upon minutes upon minutes, just waiting for them to get closer. And you strike up a conversation, and I let them know that they need a spa because I have 3 kids and I know exactly what they're going through. And I let them know that I do them for a living and they're all complimentary, and I would love to just come pamper them. And I like getting the clientele, I like getting the recruits, and everyone loves money, but I really like being able to give back and being able to give them a break from that sweet little monster of theirs just for a little bit. So absolutely get out of your comfort zone, and it's hard. I know I had a hard time. I would walk by the same person 15 times before I finally got up the nerve to approach them when I first started. But I got out of my comfort zone, and I would just walk up, and now I talk to my waitresses. I talk to my waiters. I run into a gentleman the other day who was serving me and my husband, and asked him who his wife was, because he looked familiar. He didn't look familiar.
You just told him that, okay.
But when we realized that we didn't know each other, I told him that he'd done such a wonderful job, and I would love to come over and spa his wife for free, and asked him her contact information. And I called her. So, things like that.
So, here we are. We have to move from outside to inside. This is not a real professional video, but I did want to take the opportunity while I was here in Kentucky, just to be able to hear from 2 high achievers who have taken a dream and gone for it, and they're not done yet. So, next goals, anyhow.
Next goals. Executive director, and I believe it's 2 more, right? 2 more directors. So my next goal is executive director and an in-ground pool.
That's not a bad goal. What about you, Leigh Ann?
I want to work on getting the girls to at least VIP and then moving them.
So we're working with your gals and getting them moved up in leadership.
I've got a lot of new ones, and we need to get them moved up.
This is such a unique in-home business opportunity, and I don't. A lot of people don't really realize what we do. I still get asked that all the time, and really, we change lives through our unique in-home spa, where we go in and actually pamper women in the privacy of their home. It's sort of like a day spa we bring to them, and it's fun. All right, and so women love that. So when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm really making a difference. When I bring someone into business, I feel like I'm making a difference. When a woman's skin changes and she's never had great skin, I feel like I'm making a difference. So I think our business is really all about that. Now I'm going to ask you something kind of different, and I want to know what you guys would say to someone about being on the Marshall national team. And if it's not nice, don't say it. Boys, we didn't rehearse this. Okay, So, what would you say is neat about being a part of a team? Because I know that both of you, and Ms. Golden, you wouldn't admit it, but you know, we're going for a big goal in the next few years, and so we want our name so we can sit in our own seats at celebration.
Right.
So tell me what it means to be a part of the national team.
You want to start? Okay. To me, being a part of our national team, and I can only talk about our team specifically because I know all these ladies, but being a part of this team has introduced me to so many amazing ladies. You and several other directors on our team. I know one, I call her my stepmother because she's been such an amazing mentor. But just being, whenever you're surrounded by greatness, it makes you feel like you can achieve greatness as well. And the confidence that the backbone of the team has given me, knowing that I've got all these ladies in my corner, that I can call at 9:30 at night, forgetting about the time change.
Yeah, the Central Time, Eastern Time thing's not really going real well yet. But,
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're part of a team, you know, you've got those ladies that you can call and say, I had a really bad spot tonight. And, you know, we're all going to say back to the other, well, that's okay, because you're going to have a great one the next night.
And right?
You know, when you're surrounded by, they say to hang around who you want to be like. When you, whenever you surround yourself with positive people and like-minded individuals, whether it be success, peace, or something like that you're looking for, then it's going to help shape you into exactly what you're looking for and who you want to be.
How about you, Leigh Ann?
Well, it's the support. It's all about the support. I have been in a couple of multi-level marketings before, and it was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing, never did know what I was doing, and I get into beauty control, and I have all the support that I can call at any time. She has listened to me a lot.
Well, she's listened to me too, so we've kind of done this together.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, it's just the cool part, and you know, I think that so many people, and I know I've had it said to me, and I'm sure y'all have had it said to you too, well, I'm not like you, or I'm just not outgoing, or I can never be as successful as you. And really, the success comes from just, as you said earlier, persistence and never giving up. We've all had bad spas. In fact, one day I'm going to write a book that's called Leigh Ann's Spa Diary. And maybe we should just do it as a team, because then we can all just put our own stories in. But it's like
already.
anything worth having in life is, you know, it's a challenge. If it were easy, everybody would do it. And I think that's what makes the victory so sweet. I think last night that's what makes it so sweet, when we're celebrating this huge promotion that you've just had, and knowing that you paid a price, but doesn't it feel great when you know that you gave something everything and you accomplished that goal that you went after?
Yes, absolutely. But I have a wonderful team.
Yes, you do.
I do.
She has an amazingly supportive team.
A wonderful team, and I love every one of them.
Well, and they know that. And you know, I'll always
And
like
they
to
love
say
her.
that. Oh, I know.
I have
they
never
do.
seen a group of ladies love someone so much. They love her so much. They are so proud of her.
Well, it was really neat. Earlier in the month, we did a conference call with the team, and they were so excited, and just watching them last night, because they were beaming. I mean, literally beaming with excitement. So, is there anything else that you guys would like to add from your heart to someone out there that they're just wanting to make a little extra income, or want to become a director like you, and you know, be more than they ever thought they could be? What would you say because both of you, and this probably is my last question, have achieved success rather quickly, you know, statistically, in our company. what would you say, because I know, Danielle, you came to Celebration, right after Celebration, your first celebration, you went home and decided you were going to become a director.
Mm-hmm.
You promoted out by April of that year.
I think it was 9 months that I was working.
9 months. And then now, almost a year later, or a little over a year later, you're a senior director. So, what would you say to someone who would want to do the same thing? How do you feel like you've had so much success?
I changed my attitude about me.
You changed your attitude, huh? About you?
About me. Don't, and my only advice that I can give to somebody is don't devalue yourself. Don't tell yourself that, no, I can't do that, or no, this business isn't for me, and like you said earlier, I'm not like you. Because honestly, when the first time I met you, I was sitting there like, that's the kind of person it takes. Because I am so out of my league.
I just love that. I think that's hilarious. Yeah,
Leigh Ann's very intimidating when you meet her. And she doesn't even need to be. You don't. But it just,
she's nice and she's beautiful and she's outgoing.
You are. You're successful. And you're gorgeous. And that can be very intimidating for someone that had low self-esteem. But once I changed my attitude and got out of my own head,
ooh, that's good.
Yeah. I decided that I could do more than what a small town rural girl could do. Because by all means, in our town, I'm supposed to be barefoot in the kitchen right now instead of sitting here.
Yeah, because I'm sure the ladies that are watching this video right now can't tell that y'all from Kentucky, right? Or that I'm from Georgia and Tennessee, no doubt. But
I've tried to get rid of it. The accent doesn't go. You can take the girl out of Kentucky, but not the Kentucky out of the girl.
That's true, that's true. What about you, Leigh Ann? Have you noticed a change in yourself? Just, I don't know, to me, this is a personal development business more than anything else.
It is.
Anything you've discovered about yourself or learned over the last few months?
Well, when I set my mind to it, I can do it. And, I grew up, my mother had a struggle. I lost my father when I was young. And so my mother did teach me good values, go for what you can, and you can get very far in life if you push yourself. But it's not easy not being able to do that with comfort. And in this job, you have to get out of your comfort zone to be able to accomplish something. And that, I've done that. I've got out of the comfort zone several times.
They say our greatest success lies just outside our comfort zone.
Outside my comfort zone.
I know y'all probably say this a lot, but do something every day that makes you grossly uncomfortable, and you will succeed. Because if you're waiting to feel comfortable, that's never going to happen. Because it's just a numbers game, and but it's at the end of the day, if you focus on helping enough other people, you will be successful. So, is there anything I might have left out that you guys might want to add or
Be
say?
consistent.
Be consistent.
Be consistent. You can't jump from one day to the other and say, well, I'm not going to do anything today. I'm going to lay on the couch and watch SVU marathons and feel sorry for myself. I've done that. Because once you start doing that, getting comfortable doing that, your calendar is going to get empty, and it's very hard to refill that calendar. So keep your calendar full, although if it does get empty, as long as you keep being consistent, it may take a minute, but you will see the results of your activity. Not right away, but as long as you just keep going, then you will
It's a
see
momentum
results.
business. It's a momentum business, and I think what a lot of women who are watching this probably think is because when they're early on in their business and they're trying to get their calendar full, it's not real easy at first, especially if they don't know a lot of people in the area or their family and friends aren't being supportive. But this business is not always about trying to find the next spot, because once you get your initial bookings and you're booking from those, it's really you're not sitting at home all the time just looking for leads. And of course the business spas, that's a great, I know you've been doing some school spas.
Love school
School
spas.
spas, business spas are a great way to get yourself in front of new people. It gets yourself outside that little comfort zone of our family and friends. And I know for me, that's when I started really blossoming, was when I just started believing in myself just a little bit at a time. But I was, when I got out and away from the people that I felt were probably watching me really, really closely to see if I was going to be successful or not. So, something else?
Well, I do think that when you do recruit and they want to get into the business part of it, I do think that really just take them by the hand and guide them through it and don't leave them out there in the cold, because that's where they drop off. If you teach them as much as you can program into their minds. At one time, I know it scares them at times, but if you just persistently, consistently teach them, they will learn it and, get them started with doing the first spa. Go and help them with it.
And that's one thing I want to ask you about, because, I know when we're doing a lot of recruiting, people say it's really hard to go do, parties for all of their new people. But would you say that that's been a huge reason for your volume to be business going? Because I know you've not just done them yourself, but you've gone.
I've gone.
Yeah.
I've gone to several. I've had, everybody that I have recruited, and I have gone to spas who someone else recruited but didn't teach them anything. So I have followed up because they wanted to do the business. So they're my team.
Right.
So I wanted them to know as much as I could possibly tell them or teach them and get them started to where they can succeed. And so we did lots of spas.
Even if it's just to qualify them.
Just to qualify them.
She would go and do a spa just to make sure they qualified themselves.
And got their little extra
Their
product
extra-
so they could get their business started.
Absolutely. And I think that does develop a sense of confidence. And I always say the worst thing that can happen when you go to a wellness spa for someone, even if they're a wholesale consumer, let's say they're just in the business just to get their products at cost. I always love to do a spa with them because, you never know the flip switch, the switch might flip. Is that what I'm trying to say?
I would scratch that.
Yeah, scratch that.
You never would, and they would want to do
And
business.
that was like the business.
Start back at you never
Okay.
know, because the door was moving and I actually even looked
Yeah,
over.
I got you. You never know what someone's going to do with it. And the worst thing that can come out of me going to help you do your first spa as a new consultant is if you decide for any reason that night you're not going to do the business, I'll be more than happy to take those bookings and continue on with my business. It really just goes back to the helping others part. So I know a lot of times when I maybe just had so many new consultants that I might hold people in my home and have them bring people. But most of the time I really try to get them just in front of a few family and friends at least. Because most of the time when someone joins a business, they're getting skincare, right? So it's nice to be able to introduce them to the makeup as well, because that's a whole other side of what we do. So I always figure the worst thing that can come out of it is I can take the bookings that night, and if she happens to get some recruits, and she does want to work the business, I can do that as well. But it's, I'm very glad that you say that, because I know that you've done a lot of that in the last